making soap quite this earlier in the week, but we had quite the winter storm the last weekend and very cold weather. So I spent a couple days over the weekend actually making embeds that went inside the soap. I made 2 different soaps, and then I had some extra time. So I went ahead and made the soap yesterday. I'm going to be cutting one of them today, and the other one I'm going to keep covered for a few more days. I use activated charcoal in the other one, and sometimes I feel like that needs just a little bit more time wrapped up so there's no wonky issues that happen with that. So that one I'm going to cut later on the week. We're going to go ahead and cut this one. This one is my Wild Prairie soap. I did something like this several years ago, and it has some embeds in it, but I've got 2 different layers in there. Now, before I cut it open, what I am hoping for is a layer of different colors of greens in the bottom, and I used a hanger tool to kind of give them swirls in it to hopefully replicate some grass. And then I put some pink in there, and I also put in some embeds. I did 2 flowers using some soap dough that I'd saved up, as well as a butterfly. So again, hopefully everything turns out okay with that. Now, another thing is that I kind of did a little bit differently. What I should have done is divided the batch in half and made the bottom layer first and then restarted with the top layer. But I was doing kind of 2 different things. I was also making some embeds for some soaps I'm going to be making next week. And the reason why I did it all at once was to go ahead and make those embeds as well. So let's go ahead and cut it open, see how it goes. It's still very cold, very snowy, very icy outside, and this will be really great for spring. So real quick, the fragrance. So I have my notes here. I did a blend, and it's very sunshiny, very fresh and spring and greens. It's got notes of bergamot, lemon, mint, green tea, rose lily, amber, moss, violet, honeysuckle, and aloe. So it's going to smell absolutely amazing. And with this, even though yes, it is January, these take about 6 weeks to cure. So I'm making them now so they'll be ready to go when March comes, when spring is actually here. Let's go ahead and cut it open. You can see I've got the pretty sky up there. I did swirls of white and uncolored batter and the blue, and then I have the greens there as well. So let's go ahead and see how it turns out. All right, moment of truth. Okay. Well, let's see. I've got the butterfly. You can see the swirly skies. And you've got the flower. I got 1 flower that went down there and 1 flower that's up there. Hello, guys. So this, I think you'll be able to see it more when it is cured. But I do like how that butterfly, you see the butterfly there? And I wanted the grass to be not super crisp, but I want it to be like if you're watching a field, a prairie, and the wind is blowing, and that is just one of my absolute things to watch, is the prairie and everything. So it's kind of got like flowers in the distance. So wisps of pink in there, and the green, you can see that butterfly right there. It'll be more visible once I get the actual pictures and everything done. But again, I want it to be from a distance. There's a good butterfly and some colors. A pretty wispy sky. Yes, it's soap. It is soap. There we go. It almost looks like it. You can see the butterfly better there. Good. And the sky is really pretty and wispy. I was going to do a yellow sun, but I ran out of the yellow soap dough. That one turned out really good. There's a good butterfly right there. So I am in Kansas, and I do love the wide open skies, the wide open prairies. It's always so beautiful, and it's really pretty all times of the year. And I know some people, if you're not familiar with Kansas, will think, oh, it's just flat. A lot of Kansas is not flat. It has beautiful rolling hills, and there's a lot of woods and a lot of really gorgeous stream beds and a lot of really pretty things to look at. So yes, we do have the big open skies, but it is not flat. Yes, there's a section of Kansas that's flat. I've never lived there. There's a good butterfly. That's a good one. There we go. So the soap that I'll be cutting later this week is going to be totally different design. It's actually, I'm using kind of a candy scent for the other one that I made this last week. And it's going to be a sour straw. So it's going to have a very black background, and it's going to have some neon colors in it. And I'll explain that more. But that one turned out really cool. I've got one more. There we go. So wide open skies and the grasses, and then I will go through and trim all these. I have a stamp that has my logo on it, and actually I have a couple different stamps. Sometimes with the ones with more design, I'll stamp the side, but I may just stamp the front on these. And then they will go on curing racks for 6 weeks. And then towards the end, middle to end of March, I haven't decided the date yet. That's when I'll do the spring release, but I'll be sure to let you guys know when that will be. And I'll get these wrapped up. I use biodegradable shrink wrap for all of my soaps. But there is the Wild Prairie Soap. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Take care, and we'll see you again later.